Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my sweat proof summer makeup routine, and it's very simple. I actually don't use a lot of different things. I kind of stick to what I already use, pretty much just when I want like a full-on matte face that's not going to, fall off due to the sweat and humidity that happens when you live in Georgia. So if you guys want to see this video, then please keep watching. I'm going to start off by, I'm actually going to spray my face with MAC Fix Plus. I usually use this to set my face. I actually stopped using this for a little while and then I started back, So I like to just give myself a nice refreshing mist, and as you can see, I'm already looking super oily. So I'm gonna actually take my Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Power Primer, and it says it has Shine Block 12-Hour Matte Spheres and Pore Shrink Technology. So this is my favorite mattifying primer at the moment. It's like nothing else tops this right now. And I like that this is a mattifying primer, but it's not like the Becca primer where it you can't apply a whole lot of it because it curls up and it dries super quick in one area. So you have to be really quick with that primer. This is not. This is like a thick moisturizer in a way, but it just really works. So I like to make sure I put this all over my face, in my smile lines, because my makeup likes to settle there, and really right here above my brows and underneath my eyes, because that's where I get the most oily. So I am using my Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Long Wear Foundation. This is my go-to foundation right now when I want a matte finish. There's no other foundation in my collection right now that just keeps me matte as long. I think the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte is a good drugstore alternative to this if you want something that is a little bit cheaper, but this is just everything. I finally got my correct shade in this. This is the shade 440, and before I had 450, so let me get that and show you guys the color difference. So it's a little bit icky, so don't judge me, but this is the 450. This is the shade 450, and it's a warm, and I believe this is a cool, I don't know if this is cool, but I think this one's like a warm shade. So this foundation, whatever you want to call it, oxidizes, darkens, whatever it is, it gets darker when it dries, and I'm sure everyone knows that by now, but this is how it looks when it's dry, if you guys can see that. It is so much darker than this, and at first I did not notice. I was like, oh, it's just it's one shade down, 440, 450 on this side, and you can see, you can visibly see the difference of how dark this was compared to this. So I didn't think that I was going to be able to see that. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over my face. And to apply this, I like using my e.l.f. brush, and this is one of the new brushes in their new collection. It's just like an angled kabuki brush. Just put enough in each section. Sometimes I have to go back and apply a little bit more, but one thing I don't like during the summer is really heavy cakey foundation. So I like the fact that this foundation is not heavy, and you can kind of create your own coverage if you wanted to, because by me doing it like this and kind of just pumping it out on my face, it creates kind of a light to medium kind of coverage. It's not completely full coverage until I apply a lot more and build up certain areas. I like to apply a little bit more on the lower half of my face because it's a little bit darker. I like to cover up my eyelids because we're not going to really focus on the eyeshadow, because I feel like when I'm worried about not sweating, I'm not really applying eye makeup. So I'm just going to take whatever's kind of on the outside of the bottle and just apply in this little area down here. It's like I said, I usually have to have a little bit more coverage in those areas. So as you can see, it's just the perfect shade for me. It's just everything. Once I picked up this shade, I was like, Yes. So for concealer, I have been really loving the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. This concealer just gives me a nice kind of radiant under eye. I just realized that I don't like very dry under eyes, especially in warmer climates, because it makes me look very just cakey underneath there. And lately I've been liking using a brush to apply my concealer. I don't know, I just like pushing it in better than with a sponge, but they pretty much work the same for me. And I like to just bring it down into the cheek area so that it's nice and blended. As you can see, it kind of kept the under eye area very radiant, like not super drying. Like that's the only area that I'll kind of splurge on a little bit and be a little bit more radiant, just because I know that I'm going in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set it right after. So most times I'll just use the same brush and just press it in, and I get as close underneath the eye as possible to prevent any creasing. I really envy those people that can be in the summertime with like a nice summer glow, like have like makeup on but it's like glowy makeup. Like I envy those people, like, so I'm just like, I cannot do that. My summer glow will turn into summer Crisco. And then I like to put this in my smile lines. And then also, because I'm not going to apply any eyeshadow today, I do like to set my eyelids with some sort of powder just to give me a little bit of color, because my eyelids are super dark, as you can see. They're not, I mean, now that I've applied the foundation, you can't really tell that they're super dark anymore, but I do like to still apply a powder on top of that just to help them be a little bit more like my skin color. And for that, I like to use the Black Radiance True Complexion palette, of course. And I just like to take the Sculpt shade and just put all over my eyelids. Now, my eyelids will not stay matte all day just with this powder. Usually, I have to kind of blot them throughout the day, but it's a start. And then I'll just take that shade and kind of just brush it around the rest of my face. I don't really like to disturb the powder in the hot months. I just really like to let it bake a little bit longer. Not too long, but just a little bit longer than normal. So then after that, I'll take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which is almost out, and a bigger powder brush, and then I'll just sweep away any of the translucent setting powder that's still there. Pat it in. I don't use a whole lot of this because, again, we don't want like a super cakey look, but we want it to be nice and matte, sweat proof look, but not super cakey. Since it is the summertime, I do like to do a little bit of bronzing, so I take the contour shade and that Black Radiance palette, and I just go around my hairline area just to bring back some color and have a little bit of bronziness going on. And sometimes I just take any excess and just hit those highlighted points, because sometimes the more, like the thinner concealer sometimes can give me like a washed out look. Pretty much it for like the foundation application. It's really nice and just seamless and matte, and it doesn't look cakey. It's just really a really nice even matte finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, which isn't really a part of the sweat proof makeup routine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and applied my brows. So now I am going to be using my favorite mascara of the moment. It is the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. And I'm just going to coat my top and bottom lashes with this. Mascara is life. You guys should be proud of me, because guess what? I purchased a full size. You guys can see that. Like, look how much. Like, I've never had a mascara like do that difference. You guys can see that. Like, you see the difference between this eye and this eye? Pretty much the mascara. I don't know if I even want to apply any bottom lash mascara. I think I will. Okay, so the eyes are pretty much done. That's usually how my eyes look on a normal everyday basis. So I am going to go ahead and apply some highlighter. The highlighter I'm going to apply today is one that I've been using now for a while. This is the Wet n Wild Crown of My Canopy Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This is just what kind of gives you that glow even though you want to be matte. Like, this kind of just helps me finesse a glowy look even though I want to stay matte. And then I do put some down the bridge of my nose even though my nose sweats it off super quick. And then I do like to put some on my lips. It just stays there and gives a nice highlighted look when I apply my gloss. So I've actually been into this lip oil that NYX came out with. This is the NYX Lip Tease Full Color Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Beyond Basic. If you're someone that loves their lip lingeries, you will love this because it's literally like the same kind of slip formula, except it just doesn't dry down, which is really nice. Okay guys, so to finish everything off, I like to use my MAC Prep and Prime setting spray, and this does not make you glowy or dewy or anything like that. It just helps set in everything and makes you look a little less cakey. And once this dries down, it gives you back your nice matte finish. But this is the completed look. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give me a thumbs up. I'm actually thinking about doing the glowy version of this. I know I'm crazy because I am someone who hates being glowy in the summertime, but I'm actually thinking about it. So give me a thumbs up if you want to see a glowy version of this for the summer, and I will go ahead and do that for you. And as always, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.